Did that work?
No, it's closer. Honestly, I was stop the music.
That's on loop, I guess.
That keeps auto. There we go. Hello, website 101 podcast viewer. Still trying to work out the best way to do these YouTube lives using the Riverside stuff. I was hoping that I could play two medias at the same time. I like having the animation at the beginning to say like, hey viewer, we're coming, we're getting started, we're almost ready. But then I hoped that I could like have the music start playing on top.
And you can't do that? You had to turn it off?
I didn't turn it off. I hit intro music and then it just started, like the animation went away.
Oh, it did, eh?
So then I was like, damn it, I better unhide me and Mike.
Yeah, so it's one media form or another, either the video thing or the audio thing.
Seems to be, yeah.
That's a bummer.
Anyway, we're getting closer.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I applaud it all. So, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Sean's not here again.
Sean is not here. So for any new viewer of the website 101 podcast, welcome to our lunch bites. We do this on the first and third Wednesday of every month. My name is Amanda. Hello. With me is Mike. Mike, say hi to the nice people.
Hi, nice people.
There's usually a third of us, Sean. Sean has got client meetings and stuff today, so cannot join us for the live lunch bites.
Yeah. And in fact, we did release a recent episode of our podcast.
We did.
He also couldn't join us for that one, unfortunately. So he'll be back. He's missed and he will return shortly. But
yeah, that's not to say that, for anyone who's concerned about Sean, it's not like he's MIA. Like he's around. No, he's on our Slack. He's fine. He just can't make some podcast stuff right now.
That happens. And this time of year, it's funny. I had a meeting with a client recently, and I'm awaiting content from them. Like I'm getting all of their stakeholders to create new content for the site that I'm rebuilding for them. And they have to send me that content, and then I'll do the designs and everything else. And they've been saying, when would you like to have this content by? Everyone's been asking me that. Yeah. And I say to them, well, I mean, the short answer is as soon as possible. The other answer is, as far as, in my experience, especially in nonprofits, the month of December does not exist. It just doesn't exist. Like there's the holidays, the 2 weeks at the end of it. There's a bunch of Christmas parties and crap leading up to it.
Yep.
So no one can deliver anything. Do you experience that as well? Do you find December is just, you can't get anything?
Yeah. And which is super frustrating because, so as everyone knows, I also teach part-time at a college here in Toronto. And the semester ends on the 11th, which is like next Wednesday. So it's like, I'm frantic, I'm crazy, I'm trying to get marking done, I'm trying to help students. I'm, of course, fielding all of the emails asking for special treatment, et cetera, whatever. But it's like, as soon as the 11th comes and goes, it's like, I'm done. And so the rest of the month of December would be fantastic to catch up on the client work and personal projects and this, that, and the other thing. But much like you, Mike, in your nonprofit, it's the same in your nonprofit environment. It's the same in the commercial. Like people want to tap out during the month of December and holidays and family obligations and everything else. It just takes up all the time. And we have my partner Andrew likes to get a real Christmas tree every year. So he and our kid Malcolm went to get it on the weekend, and we put it up in the stand and it's beautiful right in front of the window. But then for the rest of the weekend, everyone was just like, nah, that's enough.
Oh, yeah.
So for the past 4 days, we've had just like a bare Christmas tree in the front window. No lights, no ornaments, no nothing on it. But we're watering it. So hopefully it'll last until we can put stuff on it. So it's just, it seems like in personal life, in business, in everything,
Yeah.
December is a lot of, oh my God, hurry up and wait.
Yes. Yeah. So we had a similar experience with the Christmas stuff. We were going to put it because we just moved into the house we're in now recently. This is our first Christmas here. So we were like, oh, last weekend we were thinking, let's put everything up and whatever, let's Christmas spirit. And Saturday rolled around and we were all kind of like just in our own pockets of the house doing our own
Yeah.
thing. And I was like, are we going to do this? And everyone was kind of like, I mean, can we do it tomorrow? And we ended up doing it on Sunday. It was great when we got it done, but it wasn't as big a hurry for us to do it as it traditionally has been. And I think it's because at the end of the week, everyone is just so tired.
Yeah.
They just want to sit on a couch, watch Netflix or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This week, right now that we're in, so today is Wednesday, there were 4 events that my family had to go to this week. There was one last night, like a Christmas party. We ended up not going, and it was a Christmas party for something related to my wife's work. There's another one tonight. The following night, you and I are going out
Yeah.
with Sean for our meetup thing. And then the one after that, a friend of mine is in town, so we're going out on Friday, or I'm going out on Friday. So I've got
Yeah.
things every night of the week. So
Yeah.
I imagine come the weekend, it's going to be the same. I'm just going to be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
We've, yeah. And then you add on top of that, like, in-laws coming to visit and family, parents coming or traveling there. And it's like, I find this time of year both incredibly hectic and overwhelming because of the last minute meetings and let's get this done for the end of the year and the big push. And quite frankly, a lot of companies needing to burn through that budget, but then actually getting the stuff, organizing the meetings. It's like, it seems to be a lot of wheel spinning because in December, everyone just wants to stop. Sorry, my camera went.
Yeah.
There we go. Reset.
Focus. Yeah, I just had a meeting with a client right before this call, and it was, it was my client and then this third-party organization that they're also working with. We had a meeting with a bunch of us, and both my client's company and the third-party company that was on the call have Christmas parties today. And so they were talking about like, oh, are you going to that thing right after this? Because I think, oh yeah, I think I'll be there. Oh, we have one too, and it's going to be over. Anyway, it was wild, like all the stuff. Although having said that, I did have one of those stakeholders I was talking about earlier, waiting for content from people. When I said December is not, non-existent, one of them did say, you will get my content in the coming week because I know that I'm going to have too much to do after December, like in January, catching up and all that. So
That's
I don't
smart.
want this on my plate. So she said, I'm sending it to you this week. So sometimes that happens where it's like,
Yeah.
that's
nice.
Bust your ass to try to get everything done so you don't get overwhelmed after Christmas,
Yeah. Yeah. I
Anyways.
do remember when I worked in an office, so many people would like use their vacation days for that week, either the week of Christmas or the week between Christmas and New Year's. When I was single and when I was living by myself, I would go into the office on those days because they were empty. There was nothing to be done. Usually, me and 3 other people would roll in late. We would have an extended liquid lunch. We would go home early, but we were there. We
Yeah.
were working, and so we didn't have to waste vacation days on that time.
Yeah, I have a few clients that have done nice things for me this year as far as referrals that have led to work.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I usually try to send people Christmas gifts anyway, like clients, like just whatever, chocolates or something. And these particular clients, I'm going to do that because of that, the referrals that actually panned out and stuff. But I've been asking them all like, hey, are you going to be in the office at this time or whatever, generally, so I can mail something to you? And all of them said, well, we got kind of a hybrid model now, and we do have some office space, but most of us aren't even in, sorry about this, aren't even in you should be able to push those away when they come
You
in.
should be able to.
Anyway, they were all like, some of us are in the office, most of the time we're not. It's like maybe on this day, and it was like, whoa, like everybody's all over the place after the pandemic,
And you know what? Every year I think to myself, I'd love to do that. I'd love to, because the idea of gift baskets, those great big baskets, and,
Yeah.
sending them to clients, for one, they are cost prohibitive.
Yes. Yeah.
For two, Canada Post is on strike. How
That's
are you
right.
planning on sending them?
Well, you can't. I've done it before through Amazon. Amazon still will deliver, and you can
Okay, yeah.
order like
And just get it
Ferrero
delivered to them.
Rocher or something. Yeah, exactly. I've done that. I may go that
Smart.
route. There is one that's actually in town. There's two that are in town actually. Maybe I should drop by their office physically and try to drop stuff off. But I don't know. That's like I say, it's going to be a challenge because there may not be anyone there
Well,
when I
yeah,
get
when
there.
are they
I don't know.
ever all going to be there?
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I applaud your trying to be considerate.
I mean, I get a lot. Let's talk. Let's maybe pivot it a bit more into our actual businesses. I get a lot of work through referrals, like
Yes,
clients that I've worked with saying to somebody else, "Hey, you should work with this guy or whatever."
as do
A
I.
lot of work that way, like
Yeah.
relative to just regular outreach and that. Do you find that? Are you getting work in some other way?
Throughout my entire contract freelance career, yes, it has been that way. But I will say that in the last couple months, I had somebody reach out to me on LinkedIn, which is the first time that's ever happened. And I
Right.
had somebody do a Google search and I came up.
Okay. Nice.
So I think that those are like two weird outliers. But I mean, yes, everything else really has been referrals.
Yeah, I did have someone reach out through, I think they found me through the Craft partner network, Craft being the CMS that you and I use a lot. They have this
Yeah.
partners network of people who are sort of approved to be developers in that CMS. And I think someone found me that way recently, although I'm having trouble staying connected to them. They may be ghosting me. I don't know, but we'll find out. But they did
I
reach out that way initially.
So I've thought many times before about signing up for the Craft Partners Network. But when I go and look at it, it seems like everyone looks like a company. You look like a company. Sean, who is also on it, looks like a company. Whereas I am just going by my name. And
Yeah.
I don't really have a logo. And so it would just be like kind of a profile picture of me. And I feel weird about putting that on.
I mean, you could argue that would be a benefit relative to everyone else because maybe there are probably a lot of people who just I want to know who I'm talking to. You
Maybe.
know, they see your cute face there, like next to all these other stupid logos. Why wouldn't they hire you? So I think there's a lot of people who would think that way. You should go for it. Well, if you're
Maybe.
interested. I don't know.
On the other hand, though, a woman.
You think that's going to
I'm
work against you?
well, not that it's going to work against me, but I feel like I've got this now. After decades of life, I've got like this sort of internal caution about putting myself online, my real name, my real picture.
Right.
I mean, yes, I have it on my website, but it's like you have to like be looking, except for this one-off person who found me because of like a Google search about a Maps API. You have to like be looking for me to find my website. But I feel like if I started putting my name and my face and my actual personal contact information on like some of these public,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's what women do.
Well, I can tell you that there's a website that I'm sort of in charge of that it has to do with my wife's business. And in the domain, like registration on the registrar website, I've paid for privacy protection
I
so
did that
people
as
can't
well.
find you. But we also have another domain that redirects there, like just a second to a .ca versus .com, something like that.
Yeah.
And that one I don't have privacy protection on. And I get so many calls from random companies in India asking me if I need a web developer for that website. Just saying, hey,
Yeah.
you own the domain, whatever. Oh, we
Yeah.
can do that. And then at first I would answer them and I'd say, yeah, thanks. I'm a web developer, so I don't really need your help. And they immediately pivot to, oh, maybe we can partner together. You could hire us to do some of your, it's a really real pain. And that's just not the woman thing. That's just me putting my information online. So it's true
Yeah.
that people do track that stuff down and kind of harass you a little bit.
Yeah.
It can happen anyways.
It definitely. I mean, all of the spam email. I often wonder of the spam email that gets sent. It's like, oh, we can about the web development or the Google search ranking or whatever. We can help your business. I wonder how much. I was gonna say I wonder how much targets actual websites, but I guess not. I guess they just like get any domain that they can find and just send it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm pretty confident that I've gotten some emails that technically they're spam in the sense that they just like cold called me or whatever through
Yeah.
email. But I think some of them are actual real people that are trying to do this, because I've replied to some of them and and said, hey, tell me more about what you do just to see what happens, whatever. And sometimes they really do appear to be actual people who are
Oh
trying to,
wow.
yeah, but the vast majority are just enormous agencies somewhere that are just like, yeah, like machine gunning anything on the web they can find because someone might bite and then they can get work from that guy for SEO stuff or whatever.
I like your term, machine gunning.
Well, I don't know. It just came to my head. You know what I
I
mean?
like it. It makes sense.
Or I don't know. I'm sure there's another fishing analogy that has to do with just going for as many things as you can.
I like it. I think you called it. I think you had
Yeah,
it
okay.
spot on.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of Google SEO and stuff, I actually was in this meeting that I just had. This other company was handling SEO for them. And typically I'm not a big SEO guy. Like I'm just like, just build the site properly and you're good. You don't have to do all these weird tricks and stuff. This company deals a lot with AdWords, Google AdWords.
Okay.
And it was really impressive the work they've been able to do for this client as far as using Google's money, which is what that program is for nonprofits, to get Google ads showing up in the search results. And
Oh,
then
cool.
they were able to show how many people are actually clicking on them. And it was really cool. Do you have any experience using Google ads?
I no, I don't have any. I always, yeah, like because I consider myself a developer. I know that you do design and you do project management and you do like, planning and all of these other things. You might get into that a bit more. I just do development. And so when they tell me, they're like, hey, add this like Google script and that's for the AdWords. And I'm like, awesome, add
Right.
it.
Okay.
You do your part now.
Yeah. I do a lot of Google Analytics stuff in my work, but I've never done Google Ads specifically. And I feel like I should try to get into it because it's really compelling to clients, I think, to be able to say, hey, Google gave us $10,000 worth of stuff and it's resulted in this many click-throughs and blah, blah, blah. Like, I love being able to show that stuff to clients. So
Yeah.
I may look into it a little bit, but
Yeah. No, I like being able to see those like very definite metrics. I mean, and whether or not, I mean, obviously these different metrics are not the be all and end all, and they don't necessarily mean all of the things, but I like looking at, oh, the number of impressions. Now, I don't know that that means anything to me, but like the
Yeah.
number of clicks. Okay, cool. I know what a click is. Number of views. Okay, cool. I know what a view is. It's some of these, like just understanding the metrics and knowing what makes it good enough and we need to increase it to get this higher. Like that is a whole other
Yeah.
field of study and expertise that is beyond me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And there's ways to like, it's not necessarily accurate all the time. Like we've talked before about the way I navigate Google most of the
Yeah.
time is I search for something and then I hit tab, enter, which the first tab will enable the skip to content link that's hidden on Google. Enter will, select that. And then enter again will select the first result. So it basically is a quick way for me to click on the top result that I get. But as you pointed out once
But they're
before,
all
very often the
sponsored.
top is an ad. Yeah. But I don't care that it's an ad because usually I can tell, oh, this is the thing I'm looking for. It's just that that company paid for this ad. You know what I mean? I don't care that I'm clicking an ad. I know it's going to go to where I'm, like if I'm searching for an actual website.
Yeah.
So I know that kind of thing would skew the results because I'm not clicking on it because this ad is, I know exactly what I'm looking for, right?
But quite frankly, I mean, I would think that the paying for the advertisement gets them to the top of the list. And so
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
that's just more visitors, which so therefore success. The ad
That's true.
worked.
That's a good point. And we had talked recently on our Slack channel. Somebody mentioned something about Google Analytics, and Sean jumped in and said he's like you, he doesn't really have a lot of experience with it or whatever, and doesn't like it because it's confusing, which is true. I just wanted to bring up, I don't know if we've talked about this before. There's a service Microsoft has called Microsoft Clarity. And it's sort of like a competitor to Google Analytics. And I've started using it on my sites. And oh my God, is it awesome. It's so good.
Oh, yeah?
Because it gives you all the stuff that analytics does, like this many people visited your site, page views, referrals, what countries they came from, what devices they're using, all that stuff that most people just want to know. It probably can't go really deep like analytics can, but it also gives you screen recordings of everyone who visited, like so you can watch them click around. And yeah, I know, but anonymously, whatever, you can't doesn't track
but
information about them.
no, I was just
And
thinking
also,
all of the data to store that.
Yeah, isn't it wild? And it's free. Like, the whole thing is free, and there's AI built into it. I feel like we might have talked about this before, but I'm convinced they're going to start charging for the AI part. Like you can literally type how many people visited this page on this day or something like that, or you're supposed to be able to anyway, and it will give you
I'm
the
sure
answer. Really
even more than just users visiting this page, but I'm sure that somebody, again, who's more in the SEO space could like find out what do they call them? User stories? It's
What's that?
it's something about like maybe the specific thing isn't called user story, but it's the concept of so a user comes and visits the site and how did they get here and what are they looking at and most importantly, where did we lose them? And then why did we lose them? So I'm sure that with AI and having all of that data, they would be able to give a pretty clear answer.
Yes, and anything you look at in this thing, you can. I think they have like an insights thing in the AI where you just click it and it will give you basically an English words summary of what you're looking at. Like, this page is your third most popular page, but most people only stay on it for this amount of time. That kind of stuff. Like it just says it as if someone is explaining it to you, which is really cool, and it's got these nice graphics and everything. But it also has heat maps, which I really like. I'm going to start using. So it can tell you, it gives you a screenshot, mobile, desktop, whatever you want, of any page, and it will tell you where people clicked on the most. Like, you know, it'll also tell you which areas of the page are the most popular, like whether it's probably going to be your navigation bar first and then something else or whatever. Like how many, I think it puts a percentage there, showing you how many people interact with that section. And it also has like another type of heat map, which shows you how far down on the page people scroll. So
cool.
The page has like, it's red at the top, meaning it's like, this is a hot part of the page. People are looking at it. But as you go down, it turns yellow and then turns blue. Yeah.
That's
it's
cool.
like people aren't reaching the bottom. They're only scrolling this far, which is really cool. Like it's a great way to, again, going back to like showing clients, hey, this page isn't working, or let's do something with it, or whatever.
And especially to be able to see it in a very visual representation.
Yeah.
That it's like, it doesn't even need to be explained. It's like everybody on this one article that's very popular, but everybody bounces halfway through. Maybe it's too long.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So it's like,
So I'm really going to start. I don't work for Microsoft. If you want to throw us some money, Microsoft, by all means do that. But I'm going to start trying to use those heat maps, especially for clients, and show them like, hey, this thing works. This thing we did. This thing I suggested last month, it's really converting or whatever. So
I wonder, for one, I wonder if you can see, and this is the thing that always gets me about changing platforms, changing systems. I wonder if you could import the old Google Analytics data into the new Microsoft, whatever, or if you're just starting at zero. And even if you are, does it matter?
I mean, yeah, I have them both running because I still want
Okay.
the analytics stuff. I don't know how much you can get them to talk to each other. There might be ways to do that. I do know that in Clarity, the cool thing is because it records things, if you, let's say you had a button and then a month after you've launched that button, you suddenly want to know, oh, we forgot, I want to know how many people clicked that button. If you did that in analytics, it would start tracking from the moment you started tracking it, right?
Yeah.
But in Clarity, apparently, because it records everything, when you start saying, I want to know who clicks on this button, it can tell you from the start how many people clicked on it because it was tracking how many people,
Oh,
even though
wow.
you didn't ask it for that data. Like it has
Yeah.
that recorded, which goes back to what you're saying about how does it possibly store all this stuff. But I don't know. It's Microsoft. I guess they got a lot of cloud space.
I know, but the environment. Every time I hear about these services running these giant servers 24/7, it always start thinking about the power that's being consumed to
Yeah, especially
do
with
all
the AI
this.
stuff now too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
whole other
it
ballgame.
used to be Bitcoin that was ruining the environment, and now it's
Yeah.
AI.
Now it's AI. Yeah. Maybe AI will help us figure out a solution for AI to not ruin the environment.
Maybe AI will finally crack cold fusion.
Yeah, there we go. That's all it has
That'd
to
be
do.
nice.
Problem solved. Yeah. All right. Got anything else?
Cool. No, I think we got it all.
Okay. Well, like we said, the podcast has started up again. We're in
It
season 8.
has.
Yeah. So
It has. I know that this never works, but I am curious. I just want to go look at what is it called? Oh, PodTrack.
oh, yeah, the old stats for the thing.
Yeah. Let's see if downloads. Let's just go look at that. Right there. You know, not super high numbers, but not bad.
So everybody
considering-
subscribe.
Everybody go like and subscribe, leave comments. Apparently
Yeah.
I can't see the comments anywhere except for on the YouTube videos, which I haven't been paying attention to. But yeah, the premiere, Keeping Up with Tech Trends, we've got a couple hundred downloads on that already, and it's only been out for a couple weeks.
That's good. Yeah.
And even this week's is already, well, I mean, it's only been a few days, and already it's not the lowest download.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on released yesterday, wasn't it? No.
Yeah, on the 3rd,
Yeah.
yesterday.
Well, if everyone, so obviously we focus a lot on web development and web developers, but we also have a lot of stuff for client, like the actual people who own the website, who don't know anything about technology. So
It's
tell your clients about the podcast. If you have clients, maybe they'd be into it, and spread the word. Help spread
Yeah.
the word.
Amazing. So, Mike, I will talk to you later on Slack, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And dear Website 101 podcast viewer, we will see you in 2 weeks for the next live lunch bite.
That's right. Thanks for watching. You gonna
Bye,
fire up the music?
everyone. Oh, so wait, because I got to go back to the media tab, and then I got to find
Riverside.
the. There we go. Bye.
Bye.